Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. This is just an impromptu video, but I have a lot of things to discuss that I want to get on camera here. It's December 20th, 2020. I want to respond to some of the comments that I received. One on the predictive policing. Somebody wrote that she felt, and it could be possible. I'm not doubting what she's saying. I just don't believe that that's correct. That the gang stalkers or these criminals, or that they hire tarot readers online to perform witchcraft or whatever against us. But I'm going to inject that the local covens, etc., the witches, they don't have to hire somebody to do that. They do it themselves. They're in circles of 12 people. They know how to read cards. They've actually stolen my tarot cards. They also, Jeff, the American Guinea Pig Cash Cow, on one of his videos, they stole his cards too. And my cards I've had for years and years in a little bag, and somebody drew some things for me on there. I mean, I did it for a living, part-time. Now, anyway, this is a photo of my cats in Manalapan, New Jersey in 2018. Every one of these cats is dead, okay? They moved with me in 2019. This cat was stolen when I moved here. Callie was found dead across the street at my neighbor's house. This is Pisces. They killed Pisces with a directed energy weapon. These are all young cats. Here they are again. I just want to show you what their life was like when I lived in New Jersey. And here's Pisces. Beautiful cat. I rescued every one of these cats. Every one of these cats once lived outside. That's Peanut, who they killed here last year. Tiny little girl. And there she is, a little bit older. This is in 2017. I moved here in 2019. Within almost 3 years, they murdered her inside the cat building. Here she is again. Here they are at my back door in New Jersey in 2014, looking at a squirrel eating in the back. But I'm going to fast forward to Popcorn. I want you to see Popcorn. I'm presenting this as evidence of what was done to Popcorn. And also the feces that was smeared on the inside of my door was likely done when I was inside the nonprofit cat building. Here's Popcorn. This is inside the cat's building, the nonprofit building. He's a little younger. This is what they did to his eye after I rescued him. That is his left eye, and I want you to see very closely what they did to his eye. I believe that they implanted a camera in his eye. This is his eye healing. Here he is. Here he is as older. Here he is young. His eye is damaged. Here he is when I rescued him, folks. Nothing wrong with his eye. Nothing. Here he is. Here he is inside playing. Here he is when I rescued him. Look out his beautiful eyes. Nothing wrong with his eyes. Look at him. So cute. That's what they did to him. This is what they did to his eye. I want you to see what they did to his eye. And directed energy weapons. They burned him. This is his ear. They would burn him. After he was healing, they started burning his fur, burning his skin. They were targeting him. And just so you know, his father was Ponytail, who was shot by my neighbor. Here, look at that, guys. Look what they did to his healthy eye. Here he is outside, a little bit younger, maybe a year old. Here he is. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Oh, yes, yes. When I rescued him, he had a worm in his neck. This is what it looked like, folks. I actually had to pull a worm out of there. If anybody of you know what kind of worm that is, I looked it up, and I remembered then, but I don't remember now. But I had to heal that on his neck. He actually had a worm in his neck, eating away at his neck. There it is. I got the worm out of there, started to heal him up. Here he is outside. There he is a little bit older. In honor of all the homeless animals. I don't know how that got there. And this is just another cat. This is back in New Jersey, 2019. I just want you to see all this stuff, folks. This is when I moved here. It's New Jersey. These are my cats that I rescued in New Jersey. And this is 2017, New Jersey. Okay, this is what one of their rooms looked like. Yes, after my daughter moved out, her bedroom turned into their bedroom. Well, I don't know what I've got going on here. This is in the wrong place. Here, this is Emmy. They killed her in New Jersey. What they did is they gave her cancer of the throat. Yeah, young cat. She was about 3 years old. They gave her cancer. No, I'm sorry. They gave her cancer of the nose. And this is Heart. I adopted Heart from Alley Cat Allies. Yeah, that big nonprofit group. They rescued a whole bunch of cats, but they never received permission to return them. So they were stuck with all these spayed and neutered and vaccinated cats, and they reached out to see if anybody would take them. So I took 9 of those cats. And this is Heart. I transported Heart after I rescued her, okay, and socialized her into my house. I transported her here to Kentucky, and within 3 days of my being here, she was stolen. See, here are my cats outside. This is back in New Jersey. Happy cats. Very happy cats. That was Chase. They killed him. This cat killed him. The cats that are here, 2 of them were killed. The cat on the right was killed. He was killed. Yeah, all of these cats have been killed by these criminals. I can't even show you the worst of the images, folks, but I just wanted to show you popcorn. Okay? These people are envious, jealous, greedy. They're psychopaths. They're involved in trafficking. So I wanted to say that this week, sometime this week, my neighbor, the one who lets her dogs loose to run wild onto my property, eating my chickens and chasing me down the county road, received a certified letter. The certified letter documented most of what happens. She will be receiving another one because the November incidences were not on there. And the reason is that I wrote the letter, I sealed it up, I copied it, I was going to go into town. One of my doctor appointments was canceled. I was going to do it that day, and I just never got into town. You saw my video of me driving into town. That was the first time in a couple of months that I've been into town to the post office. So yeah, all of these criminals will be receiving certified letters. And when I write a certified letter, guys, I copy the county lawyer and the sheriff. And then I compile all of my letters and I will send them all around to other various people so that they are aware of what's going on here. And what the karma is if people don't come clean, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, the karma falls back on them. Okay? I make them aware of what's happening. If they don't accurately address it, like leaving incident reports blank, the karma falls back on them. I give them the opportunity to do the right thing and to tell the truth. If they choose to not, it's out of my hands. And I believe that karma does come around to these criminals because, you know, my neighbor who's been trying to steal my property and stuff, harassing workers on my property, threatening them and stuff, she ended up in the county detention center because she was driving under the influence. So they didn't spare her completely. Maybe they spared her in relationship to the crimes that she's committed against me, that they have committed against me. But generally, they're going to get theirs. And I'll give you another for instance. It's a little baffling. Another neighbor, and this is a horrible thing. I'm even almost remiss in discussing it, but I'm going to because I believe that it wasn't something that she did. It wasn't something that she was aware of. So another neighbor who likes animals, right? She has a couple of cats or had a couple of cats. She had saved one or rescued one, a stray. There are a lot of strays around here. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, probably since I'm living here, there have been 5 or 6 strays that have come onto my property. And I have fed every one of them. A couple of them disappeared. One was shot by my neighbor. Now, Popcorn was definitely killed because there's no way he wouldn't be here. No way. In fact, he wanted to be inside more because he's got a friend in there. And he would go out for a little while and then come back. He'd walk around, come back, walk around, come back. But lately, he's been spending more time indoors because it's been cold. So anyway, my neighbor... I had asked her about a cat that she had rescued. It was really pretty, like an orange cat. And she was very upset about it. She couldn't even hardly tell me about it. But what happened was she found the cat dead in her clothes dryer. Evidently, the cat got in there all by its own self. And when she put clothes in there and closed the door, she cooked the cat. That's not what happened, men and women, targeted people out there. What do you think happens? You know what cats do. You know about cats, right? I think that somebody put the cat in there and suffocated it. And I think that the cat was dead by the time she placed her clothing in there. I mean, cats, yeah, they're very curious and stuff. But a cat's not going to go into a clothes dryer and allow you to close the door without a lot of ruckus. So I think that when she was not home, that the cat was stuffed in there and suffocated, and it made it appear as if that she did it. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, it was, from what I understand, it was a horrible thing. They actually had to replace the clothes dryer. Now tell me what you think. Tell me what your intuition tells you about that incident. Do you think that she accidentally closed the door on her living, breathing cat? Or do you think that when she went to place the clothes in the clothes dryer, the cat was already dead because somebody stuffed it in there? I've had so many people tell me to get a guardian dog. Okay, I've had so many people tell me, like, one of my neighbors has, they have those beautiful white Pyrenees dogs. And they do bark, and they stay up all night, and I guess they guard the home. But if you've got an electric fence around your property, how are those dogs going to chase away any criminal? And to the best of my knowledge, none of the birds that have been killed or lifted up by hawks or whatever were saved by the guardian dogs. I think guardian dogs are great if you've got livestock. If you've got goats, pigs, cows, cattle. Because a guardian dog will round them up and protect them and stuff like that. But as far as chickens, I don't think they're going to be very helpful. I just don't. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening with protecting cats. Haven't seen it happening. So no, I don't have an interest in getting a guardian dog. What are they called? A farm dog, whatever. Some people have recommended I get a donkey. Well, I'm just going to say, as a targeted person, let's think clearly about this. These people have energy weapons. They can incapacitate any animal, large or small, from a distance. And it's true because they're wiggling you see that? Well, you will see it when I upload this. My phone camera is wiggling. So they have the ability to use their directed energy weapons, lasers, tasers, masers, from a distance, radio frequencies, to target any of your farm animals. I mean, look at the burn marks that were on Popcorn's back. Let's see if I can go back and locate that specific one. Yeah, here. We'll get this here. So these were inflicted upon Popcorn. Popcorn was a young cat in the nonprofit building, and in addition to harming his eye, they burned the back of his neck. And here's his eye again. I want you to see this. I want you to see what they did to Popcorn as a kitten. And this is it healing. And there he is when I rescued him. Beautiful, healthy eyes. The only thing wrong with him was that he had those worms that had eaten at his neck. Completely healed. Because that's what I do, folks. I rescue cats. I heal them. I socialize them. I take very good care of my animals. I spend a lot of money on my animals. And these people have destroyed all of their toys, their bedding. They dent their cat food cans. So my opinion, my intuition is telling me that the feces smear on the inside of my glass door was to let me know that the video I posted about Popcorn being shot was true. And this is the way they do it because they're psychopaths. Imagine, with your tax dollars, some private contractor is being paid to carry around poop. They're paid to carry around poop, insects, bugs, vials of insects, bugs, tiny spiders, nanotechnology. They're paid to smear poop on the inside of your door. I've heard people say that they've had poop smeared on their toothbrushes. These are Satanists. They are obsessed with urine, feces, pus, blood. They're envious, jealous, greedy people. Now I want to address the topic of microchipping pets. Now back in New Jersey, I microchipped most or many of the cats that I rescued, not initially, probably a few years into it. I thought that it was a good idea, and I registered their microchips with a photo, with a description of them in case they got lost. It seems like a great idea, right? It's a great idea only if the person who finds your pet can scan for a microchip. I will tell you that those microchip scanners cost about $300. Okay, maybe now they're less money. They're about $300. $250, $300. Does the regular pet, if you have a cat or a dog, tell me, do you own a microchip scanner? Many vets have microchip scanners, but unless you ask them to specifically scan your cat or dog, they're not going to do it. That's not what they're there for. If you bring in a cat that you found and say, hey, I just found this cat, can you scan for a chip? They will do it. Most animal shelters will scan for a microchip. But a regular person, like around here, you're kidding me, right? Microchips, whether inside of an animal or a human, can be activated externally by criminals. They can be activated by radio frequencies to torture the pet. We all know that. We call them implants, right? Nanotechnology. Well, what do you think a microchip is? It's a tiny little piece of equipment that is the size of a grain of rice. The next time you cook rice, before you cook it, pick up a grain and see what the size is, and that is what the size of a pet microchip looks like. Now I know for a fact that they now are manufacturing nanochips for pets. They're even smaller. I believe that they require a different microchip scanner to even scan them. So for the people out there that ask me, well, are your pets chipped? Does it matter? Would it matter? Nobody around here is going to bring a found animal to a shelter to get it scanned. The people around here shoot animals. That's why I've had so many people in the comment section say, when my neighbor's dog came onto my property, shoot them. They're on your property, shoot them. They're eating your chickens, shoot them. And I have to deal with the karma of shooting somebody else's animal? I'm not going to do that. Of course, if there's an animal attacking me, that's another story. You know, you have to defend yourself. But I'm not going to shoot somebody else's pet just for the hell of it. Just for target practice. Just to teach them a lesson. It's not the animal's fault. Do you think my neighbor's dogs, do you think they wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know, I think I'm going to go out and vandalize the proper local property? Dogs and cats are only as good as their owners. And that's why when people talk about pit bulls and stuff, well, I watched this video on TikTok. There's a woman there. I really have to mirror it sometime. She's phenomenal. Well, she's got like a gray, I think it's some kind of a pit bull. And she cooks for it every day. She gives it baths and she videotapes it. And it's phenomenal. Like, I've never seen anyone care for a dog the way this woman does. She cooks a gourmet breakfast for this dog every day. Her dog eats better than most people. And that dog looks like an angel. Just a beautiful little angel. that wouldn't harm a fly. But if you keep your dog outside all damn day and it's barking all night long, it wants something. It wants attention. It wants food. It's tethered too tightly. Like the dog that wandered onto my property a couple of years ago by that Caleb guy who claims that the dog was his. The dog had a neck collar embedded. It must have been embedded in the neck, because the neck had bruises all around the neck when it got here. That's the way people treat their animals around here. I almost adopted a German Shepherd a couple of years ago. There was a guy was advertising it. I meet the guy, I meet the dog, and I felt bad for the dog. The dog was covered in fleas. The dog was not healthy. The dog had filthy ears. This was not a healthy dog, but it was a beautiful German Shepherd. I want the dog. I just didn't want the dog. I gave him $100 anyway. I was hoping that he would take care of the dog and not give it to somebody that was going to harm it, and that he would at least be able to feed the dog a little bit longer and take care of it. And when the dog was here, I sprinkled diatomaceous earth on it. I got some flea and tick stuff. I put it on the back of the dog's neck, but I sent it on its way. People around here, disgusting with animals. Disgusting. That's one of the only things that I miss about New Jersey is their animal laws are, they really take care of their animals there. And if people see animals running at large, they will report it, they will photograph it, they will post it online and ask if anybody lost their animal. It's more of a community. These people love their animals there. So here is popcorn. But I want to say also that with regard to microchips is there are a lot of nefarious people out there. They'll come and steal your cat or your dog. And sometimes it's not for resale. Sometimes it's just for their own. And what they'll do is they won't scan for a microchip, but they'll bring it to the vet with a microchip and say, could you put a microchip in my pet? And that cat or dog will have 2 chips. And yes, this does happen. And it happens by large nonprofit cat rescues, too. I'm not going to say anything more on that topic. We can save that one for another day. But yes, it is widely known that some animals will turn up with more than 1 microchip. How about them apples? And yes, and what animal rescue groups do, because they're no different than the community stalkers, the local police department that needs to apply for grants to line their pocket. Well, some large nonprofits, they get grants too. And that means that they have to spay and neuter and vaccinate a certain number of animals and provide the records. So it doesn't matter, they're going to go steal your pet and redo it. They'll revaccinate your pet. They'll ear tip your cat, even though it has no ear tip. Oh yeah, they're going to call it their own. They'll stick a microchip in it, register it. But it's your pet. They stole it from you. And don't think it doesn't happen. I know for a fact it happens. It happened to me. It's happened to my cats. And with very well-known non-profit feral cat people. So yes, folks, I will never stick a microchip in another pet I ever own again. Never. I never would. Think about it. It's a toxic ingredient in your pet. And if you're a targeted person and you're being hit with pulse microwave radiation and your pet is too, do you think that they're not getting vibrations from that microchip? So no, I will never stick another microchip And actually, I had some extra. I sold them all. I don't want them. I used to buy them for my cats. I used to buy them in bulk. I buy 20, 30 at a time because I was rescuing so many cats, right? This is a burn mark. This is a laser taser directed energy weapon to popcorn. With your tax dollars. There's popcorn. I'm trying to get a photo of his eye there. There he is. Baby kitten. This is what they did to his eye. But anyway, and that's, you know, what his neck looked like when I found him. He had worms in there. Oh, oh my goodness, it was so gross, guys. But yeah, he had three. Oh, yeah, see that? He had 3 holes. Look. 1, 2, 3. Now, do you think that that was intentional? Do you think that they dumped him in my garage intentionally? Inquiring minds want to know. But anyway, please hit the thumbs up. I notice a lot of people are commenting and viewing, but not enough people are hitting the like button. Please hit the thumbs up. As soon as I posted the last video, it was downvoted to 66%. Yeah. But I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you all for your questions and comments and concerns. Do not microchip your pets. I'm just going to leave it at that. Don't microchip your pets. These people are envious, jealous, and greedy. They're involved in human trafficking of animals, and I'm sure other more nefarious things.